Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special edition of Focus on Liberia. My name is Dennis Jai, and we are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. In tonight's edition of Focus on Liberia, we're going to be looking at the newly passed dual citizenship bill. The bill is passed for dual citizenship, but it has a lot of restrictions. The chairman of the All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship, a group that has been fighting for dual citizenship for over a decade now, eminent Emmanuel Sonnyboy Wettee is here with me. He's taking his victory lap. He's doing a happy dance right now. So we've invited Mr. Wettee so that we can talk about the bill that has been passed and hopefully it's right now on the president's desk. Honorable Wettee, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Well, Dennis Jad, I thank you very much for the opportunity, and I want to apologize to our listener around the world. I had some technical issues, and that's why I brought a delay. My apologies to you all, and I hope I can make up. But Dennis Jad, I want to thank you for the opportunity and thank everybody for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight. I want to welcome all our viewers from across the globe. This is Focus on Liberia, where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. As you may have heard, the dual citizenship bill is passed. It was passed by the House, and the Senate has their version, so there's a concurrence. So what we have now is a dual citizenship bill. But before we start this, I will just ask Honorable Wettee, the chairman of the All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship, tell me the importance of this whole idea of dual citizenship and give me a short version of your fight for dual citizenship. Just a short version.
Well, the short version is that once a Liberian, always a Liberian. And, our rights to own property and participate in the development of the country, and just to be connected to our motherland.
All right. So what does dual citizenship mean to you?
Well, it's not to me in particular. It's to those category of Liberians that have dual citizenship, dual nationality. It means that they have right to the motherland. They can vote. They can participate legally in national development with all being a fair. They can pass their property over to the children and many other more.
Again, before we go here, I just want to lay the foundation. I know you've been here before and we talked about this, but what has the non-passage, because the Alien and Nationality Law of 1974 has been the one preventing Liberians to enjoy dual citizenship. What has the prevention, or without dual citizenship, what has been the harm? What is wrong with that for which you want this thing at all costs?
If you do remember, in 2014, Dr. Elizabeth Davis, who was then the president of the Thomas University, was appointed Minister of Education. President Salif at the time felt that she did a good job at the Thomas University and wanted to bring her on the national scene to improve our educational system. When she went for a confirmation hearing, they asked her a question whether she had a dual passport or she was a dual citizen, and she said, "Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, this is my American passport." The Senate at the time immediately aborted the confirmation hearing because, according to the law, she's not a Liberian citizen; she's an American citizen, and the Liberian Senate, stopped the confirmation hearing for her.
Since then, you and other Liberians have been trying for the passage of a dual citizenship law. Again, give me a brief version of that process. How long has it been, and what have you been doing up to today?
Well, actually, the short version, this whole process started in 2005 with President Arthur Watson, and on a parallel level, we had another group headed by Senator the listen, the master were in a parallel front, fighting for dual citizenship. But when President Washington left in 2006, he passed it on to me. I was focused on immigration because at the time, we had 10,000 Liberians that was supposed to be deported. So we didn't bother with dual citizenship. President Anthony Kessler came in, and in 2009, we all gathered in Georgia to formulate ULA policy on dual citizenship, and it went on. In 2012, Ambassador Solente at the time felt that, look, we have too many groups across the globe. You have the European going to Liberia advocating for dual citizenship. You have the Ghanaians, you have the Nigerians. I mean, everybody. So 2012 December, we met in Washington, D.C. to focus on only on advocating for dual citizenship. And since 2012, the All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship have emerged as the leading and premier organization advocating for dual citizenship. That's how we all started. So the All Liberian Conference comprises of Liberians from Europe, from ULAB, IFLAB, Koloswa, Liberian Advocacy for Change, Liberian in Ghana, Liberian in Australia, Liberians in Canada.
So you started the effort, I think there was a referendum. They have been lobbying in the Senate. Tell me briefly about those efforts to have dual citizenship.
Well, when we met in 2012, before we feature things start, I would like to thank express my thanks appreciation to a lot of people. So I hope I'll have the opportunity to do that. When we met in 2012, we developed a full platform to advocate for dual citizenship. One, executive order. Two, to go through a legislative process and change the alien and nationality law. Go through a referendum and challenging the constitutionality of the law. The four platforms are parallel, and we have been executing them concurrently. As you remember, we won the court and we won the case, the Jallo case. We did. Now we are just being successful to go through the legislature to change the law.
All right. So as of today, we learned that the bill is being passed. For our viewers and listeners and those who will watch later, what is the story? What has been passed?
Okay,
and what is in that bill?
Yeah, before I go into the bill, I will ask our audience and your platform to allow me to extend my thanks and appreciation to President George Emmanuel for his intervention, the Liberian Senate. We want to extend our thanks to the pro tem of the Senate, Senator Vani Shema, Senator Darius Dillon, Senator Batikwa, and Senator Milton Tiaget, including Community Reset. These people and many other people really made it happen. On the hot side, we want to thank Representative Karas Gray, Fanati Kofa, Kenneth Wasso, and other people. Now, again, we want to express our thanks to the President. We are through the office of his legal advisor, Councilor Ajibor Bona, made it happen. What happened here is that the House passed a version of the dual citizenship bill. That version never had no restriction. There was no restriction at all. The Senate went on and passed the same bill, but the Senate had restrictions. Those restrictions were not favorable to us, and the House were demanding that they don't want no restriction. And through the intervention of President George Manuel, we are using the offices of a legal advisor, Councilor Ajibor Bona. They were able, both houses, both conferences were able to meet to iron up their differences. On Friday and on Tuesday, the both houses voted for the bill.
And what is in this bill?
Well, in summary, we have the right to vote. We're going to participate in the voting process. You can go to Liberia and vote. You can obtain a passport without any question. you are entitled to rights. You are a Liberian. You are a Liberian, and you enjoy every right as a Liberian, irrespective of you having a dual nationality.
Thank you. So there were two things. I think it was 2020 referendum talk about amending Article 28 of the Liberian Constitution.
Yes.
Then I understand this one is amending the Alien and Nationality Law. Yes. That is, I think 2021-22.
Yes.
Tell me if you know, tell me what is being amended in the Alien and Nationality Law of 1974.
All right. The section that being amended, section 22.1, 22.2, and 22.3. Those areas. Let me just come back and say, the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia is very silent on dual citizenship. Very silent. And what happened in 1973, 1974, the lawmakers at the time decided to modify the alien law, the alien code of 56. They changed the law and they included certain things that, look, since 74, if you voted in another country, you are now a Liberian. If you renounce your Liberian citizenship, you are not a Liberian. If you fought war in another country, you are now a Liberian. And there's another full one which I will get before the end of the show. Now, our Constitution is very clear. If you are not a Liberian, you cannot own a land. It's very clear. If you're not a Liberian, you cannot own a land. So the Alien and Nationality Law avoided proof of owning land those that change their citizenship. And that is a big issue to us. It also avoided us from participating in national development, in government, and everything. Not that. What happened here is that it put a legal fear in us. Oh, you are now a Liberian. Well, if I go to the country and invest my time, invest my money, invest everything, somebody could come up one day and say, oh, you are now a Liberian. And that fear hampered national development. So this new law will take away all of those things. You are a Liberian. And the beauty of this law is that
we'll come to that. We want to know exactly what was changed in section 22.1.
22.1, 22.2, and 22.3.
Do you know exactly what was changed there?
Well, what was changed that if you naturalize in another country, if you voted in another country, if you fought, you are a Liberian.
In the military, not necessarily fighting war, in the military of another.
All those things are gone away. You are a Liberian.
All right.
Yeah. So once a Liberian, always a Liberian.
So it's saying, whether you did those things, you are still a Liberian, or is it a process to get your Liberian citizenship back?
No, you are a Liberian. Period.
All right. Now we are hearing about something called restrictions. That even though you are a Liberian, but you cannot do X, Y, Z. Is it also in that? Because that was not in the alien law. So they are amending that now to add that you are a Liberian, but you have these restrictions.
Well, let me just say for the record, and I stand to be corrected. And please, anybody on this platform can correct me. Except for the state of Israel, I'm not aware. And I'm not saying that because I'm not aware it does not exist. I'm saying that I'm not aware of any country, including our neighboring country, that do not have some level of restriction for those citizens, those people of the that have dual nationality or dual citizenship. I'm not aware of that. So what happened in Liberia is just a normal practice that in the best interest of the country can decide what position that those with dual nationality can hold. Notwithstanding, there is a path
We'll come to that.
Okay.
What are the so the amendment has restrictions?
Yes.
What are those restrictions?
To be, I mean, just for the sake of the debate, the last time I checked, and these things are evolving, you know, because these are legislative processes that I may not have control over. What I do know, until we can read the final print,
Right.
that the Minister of Finance, the Central Bank, the Minister of
Governor of
Defense,
Central Bank.
yeah, Central Bank Governor, yeah, the Minister of Defense, elected offices,
means
House, Senate, President, Vice President.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the last time I checked, because you know, like I said,
how about Chief Justice and Associate Justices? I think it's there too.
I was not informed. The last time I checked, when I was briefed on the process, it was not mentioned.
Right. So right at the moment, where is the bill? Because the president has not signed it yet, so it's not law yet.
Well, the information I'm gathering now, they are going through the process of some kind of, I may not use the right term, but they're doing the cover letter and doing the legal, you know, paragraph and everything. And I know in graph A or in cover, some kind of term, and they're going to take the president's desk for him to sign, then it becomes law.
Both of us are not lawyers, but when it gets to the president's desk, the president can not sign it until 10 days. The president can veto it. So it is not, what I'm saying is it is not law yet.
No, it's not law yet until President Weah can sign.
And the president can veto it. The only way or the Senate, 2/3 of the Senate and 2/3 of the House can override his veto.
Yeah, but I can tell you from all accounts, the involvement of President Weah in this process, I do not see him vetoing it, because actually he made it happen through the offices of the legal counsel, Councilor Ajiba Bonan. So absolutely, there is no way, you know, you're going to veto it.
Yeah, it's politics. Things are fluid.
I agree with you, but based on what I know and what I saw, the more than 200% hours of involvement of the president and his legal counsel, Councilor Bonan, I don't see that. I don't see it happen. But I agree with you. Anything is possible.
Right.
But I can tell you for a fact that the involvement tells me that I don't see the president vetoing it.
Yeah. Understandably, you are happy, but I just want our listeners to know that it is not law yet.
I agree. Yes, that's correct. It's not law yet until President Weah signs.
Until the president signs, he can either sign it, he can have it lying around. I think they say the legal time is 10 days. If he doesn't sign it, then it's law. Yeah. Or if he vetoes it, it goes back in the legislature. And the only way they can make it veto proof is if you have 2/3 in the House and 2/3 in the. All right.
Yeah. Dennis, I agree with you, and I think this part we are doing the intellectual thing, but again, the involvement of President Weah, I don't see that thing as a possibility. I understand the intellectual thing that you're explaining, but he made everything happen through a legal counsel, Councilor Bernard.
Is there any opposition to this bill?
Well, you know, so far no. We don't see anything. The voting in the Senate was very good for us. Of the 30 senators, we had 25, including the Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson had been against dual citizenship from the genesis of our advocacy. He made it very clear it would never see the day of light.
Why you think he was doing
that? He said it. He said that after you know where you support dual citizenship, know where you vote for it. He made it very clear. Very, very clear.
Did he say why? Did he say why?
He gave his own reason, which I don't want to dwell on. But in the last minute, our team was able to tell him the best interest. Because if you look at it, Nima County, it's one of those counties that are really developing rapidly, and the development is being influenced by those in the diaspora. So we believe that the Nimanian here in the diaspora, their activities in Uganda, in Sanikwele, maybe have changed his mind.
No. So right now, according to, if this is passed into law, do you have to apply for anything? Do you have to do anything or just get your passport?
Well, our advocacy is to first get citizenship. The government will come up with a policy to spell out what that actually means. How, you know, but right now, as we speak, you can get your passport. If you're a dual citizen, you can get your passport. We already passed that one with the decision of the Supreme Court. So the passport is clear. You can walk to the foreign ministry or to any embassy, and you can get a passport so long you fill out your form. But the other issue and the other detail, the ministry adjusted, we work those details at which we are not privileged to. All our thing is to have dual citizenship, and the detail will be worked out by the appropriate government agency.
Well, what is the importance of why are these lawmakers so bent on these restrictions? Why is there a need for that?
Look, Dennis, I really appreciate the question that you asked this, and I want to let our audience know in legislative processes, votes are very important. Let me say again, getting votes are very important, and to get someone vote is to accept their condition. Now, let me admit to you that when the House passed the bill with all restriction, the Senate passed the bill with restriction. And I can tell you for free and for fact, the restriction listed by the Senate, there were more than the one in the referendum. I got the Moravia. Let me not say out. We all with President Shivu Kamara, we all got the Moravia, and we're very mad. We're very mad. The Senate, why all of these restrictions? We're very mad. We had a meeting with the chairman of the Judicial Committee in the House, Kenneth Walser. We had a meeting with Senator Vani Sherman, and a meeting with Darius Dillon. Let me just focus on Senator Sherman and Darius Dillon. Yes, we didn't like the restrictions, but the justification they gave us for those restrictions, we accepted them.
Because what was the justification? I'm interested in that.
All right. You know, and well, since we are already across the bridge, we can say it.
Let's say it.
Let's say it. There were senators that rejected dual citizenship. And they said that, look, they cannot have a dual citizenship free. That what the House did. They must put in restriction for them to vote upon it.
Why? That's the reason I want to see why they put it in. What's the justification?
But, you know, I mean, maybe we all get found out why.
No, they never told you why?
I come in, there was national security. They
How?
had their own reason.
How?
So at that point, what was important to us at that point was for the Senate to agree. I want to make this clear. For the Senate to agree, or the senators to agree. So many things were accepted. So those restrictions were accepted, and the Senate voted to pass the dual citizenship bill.
Honorable Wettee.
Yeah.
I still want to understand what was the justification. Why they wanted this restriction? Did they not say anything?
Well, some of them said national security.
And how does that affect national security?
Mr. Dennis Jazz, I'm not privileged to, you know, what made them make the decision, but what they told me, what they told us, President Shivu Kamara and every one of us, that it was due to national security.
And they never explained that.
Yeah, but we were on a strategic mission. We wanted to get votes.
So you didn't listen to what they were explaining because you were on a strategic mission.
Yes, and let me say it for the record. We wanted to get vote, and we accepted it. Because you see what happened is that the restrictions that they were putting there were not going to survive. Because they were going to go to the conference committee where we were going to do the best we can to take out those restrictions. And I just email you or send you those restrictions that the Senate have. I mean, assistant minister, deputy minister, just name it. Even you can't be a LDC person, you can't be teach, and you can't even be president of a university. And we're able to have the joint conference to remove those things. And to the best of my knowledge at this point, we are only looking at 3 ministers, not deputy. Minister of Finance, Governor of the National Bank, and the Minister of Defense, and elected officers. So we got it to a point where we accepted what they said, and it went to a conference committee, and we're able to do everything we can to make sure the conference committee reduce those restrictions, water it down to the level that we think is acceptable to us all.
Honorable Wettee, I understand you are trying to work a fine line also, maybe as a means of being grateful to those lawmakers, but I still don't understand the rationale behind those restrictions. And now let's take, for instance, they say you cannot be a defense minister, but you can be education minister. What is the rationale? What does it mean other ministries are lesser, or the damage that can be done there is less than the damage?
I mean, I'm going to answer this question for intellectual purposes and not for anything. But
no, you shouldn't be intellectual. I want the facts. I want what was discussed, what they were saying.
What I do know,
right,
and what they told me, that those restrictions the listed were due to national security purpose. Period. And in government,
what national security meaning when you are finance, you are dual citizen, they can't trust you. You can steal the money. They don't want that. But you can be an education and damage the students, damage the future of the country, and that's fine. So if dual citizens are this risky, fearful people, why put them in the classroom? Why put them to education? Why put them to health?
I don't think they are saying we are risky. I mean,
but that's why I'm pressing you for the rationale, because you can be at finance, you can be near the money, but you can be in charge of the health of the people. You can be in charge of the education. You can be in charge of agriculture, food. You can be in charge of transportation. Maybe that's the mentality that is ruining the country.
But I'm not going to speak for the government or the reason why they did that. I mean, we have 5 million people in Liberia. You talk about one job, defense minister. Defense minister?
No, it's not the job, right?
We have doctors, we have nurses,
right?
We have engineers, we have social workers, we have teachers. So why is it that why are we telling our kids that the only job there is a defense minister or the finance minister? I mean, there are other opportunities in the country. I'm not supporting anything, but no, this issue of the restriction on the finance minister. How many Liberians can be finance minister at one time?
No, that's why I was asking for the rationale. Because if they can tell me,
Dennis, that's what I'm saying. Look at the finance minister. As a matter of fact, a finance minister worked to the wishes and pleasure of the president.
All the ministers.
Not to anybody.
All the ministers.
All the other ministers. So, let us encourage our kids to go to other career, other field in science, in the sciences, in the area of technology, social work, in medicine. They're all focusing on the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Defense. So are you seeing that those kids that do engineering and that their job are not protected? Let us encourage the whole idea that they're protecting the finance minister. Yeah, only one Liberian can be finance minister at a time.
No, that's why I want to know why. If I understand why, so here's let me rephrase the question.
What I heard, it was based on national security. Then I want to say here in this public manner, when you are on the front looking for votes, there are things that you accept. And look what happened, then if you see the restriction that came from the Senate side, if you see the restriction, then you can't even be a sweeper down one side.
And that's why I want to, and that's why I still want to understand
we went ahead
why.
with President Shehu Kamara and myself and the team. We fought. We make sure those things were narrowed down to a level that will be acceptable. You got defense minister, you got finance minister, you got central bank. You know, I mean, I'm not saying they are right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but you give and take. That's the legislative process. You give and take. We are not aware of any country, Dennis. If you can help me, and everybody can help me, we are not aware of any country except the state of Israel that have free dual citizenship.
Right, and I understand that perfectly fine. And I'm not saying I want to. My dream job is to be the principal of Sino High School, so I'm not running for.
Got that right? It's yours.
Right. So it's not my problem. What I'm trying to understand from the honorable man is why. Okay.
Yeah, why? I'm sharing.
Hold on. Yeah. Because I was there when the war started. This whole idea of lucrative ministry started when rebels, flesh-eating warlords, were dividing jobs, based on, who are the biggest guns. So they wanted what they call lucrative ministries. So the idea of lucrative ministry continued post-war, so that there are certain ministries that they want because they're where the money is. They're where they can get money. And so every other thing is secondary. So I'm here wondering if this dual citizenship, if there's a security concern for a dual citizen Dennis Jah working at finance, but there is no concern for Dennis Jah working as a health minister. There's no concern. Yeah, there's no concern for a dual citizen working as education minister. There's no concern for a dual citizen working as agriculture minister. But only when it comes to money, finance, governor of the central bank, and all that. So I was just trying to understand.
But then what you just explained, I can't question it. That's your own narrative. That's your own view. So those who made the restriction say for national security, you have your own definition. You have your own history. They have their own definition, and they have their own history. What I want to say to this public is that we were able to reduce the restrictions to the level that is workable and understandable. So that's what I just want to say.
Thank you.
And the justification they gave me, I'm passing it on to you for national security purpose or purposes. That's what I know. I want to give it to you. And at the appropriate time, Focus on Africa can, call in Senator Vanish Sherman and Kenneth Wasso. These are the two chairman of the House and Senate Judiciary Committee. Maybe they can give additional information on that.
Senators, and if you are listening, please come on Focus on Liberia. I want to understand why the restriction. And the restriction I've taken, so let's look at this. I don't know where it's going to be. So Emmanuel Wettee is a dual citizen after the bill is passed. Emmanuel Wettee is having children in America here. Are they dual citizens as well? Or who are they?
Dennis, the language that we put in the bill, and I want to be very careful on this, because, like I said, the final bill is what the president signed. But what we advocated for is that if a child is born of a Liberian, that child is a Liberian. A woman can pass her citizenship over to her children. So once a Liberian, so long you have a 0.0% blood of Liberian, you are a Liberian. That's what we advocated for. Yeah. That's what we heard.
I'm talking about the bill.
That way, yeah. So that is our expectation. But they'll wait for the final document from the president. But right. That's what we hope to see in the bill.
So in the bill, we don't know that two dual citizens have a child in America. Is that child alien? Is a foreigner, or is a citizen of Liberia? Do we know?
Our advocacy said the child should be citizen of Liberia. That's what we advocated for. And the last time I checked, that's what was in the bill. But I want to be very mindful that sometimes, because many things were happening, and so we want to wait for the final one. But for the record, that's what we advocated for. We have advocated for once a Liberian, always a Liberian. If you born a child anywhere, you're a Liberian person, that child is a Liberian. That's what we advocated for.
But the language in the amendment does not include children of dual citizens.
The the language in the amendment that we advocated for and we saw and we read support the idea that anyone that is born of a Liberian, that child is a Liberian.
Right.
Yeah. No, but like I said, I don't want to be on record and say, oh, that's what Wettee said, and the bill said something else. No, let hope that what we advocated for will be in the final bill.
Right. So we are waiting to see what's in the bill.
Yeah, in the final bill.
In the final bill.
Yeah.
Because if the restriction, if the what stop Liberians from becoming Liberians is now removed, meaning as long as you are Liberian, your children are Liberian wherever they are born.
Yes, that's what we advocated for. Once a Liberian, always a Liberian.
All right. So let's come back to the restriction. If will the restriction be, and I'm asking you that, I'm not asking for a legal answer because you are not a lawyer, or the restriction, is it a violation of the constitutional right of people? Because let's say you are telling me I'm a Liberian, full stop. The Constitution guarantee as a Liberian, a natural born Liberian, I am entitled to all the rights and privileges. So who are you telling me you are a Liberian, but isn't that creating another class of citizenship, and that's unconstitutional?
Well, let us go back to the very constitution you're talking about. The very constitution that we have says that lawmakers can develop laws on immigration and naturalization.
Yes.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
It says that clearly in the constitution.
Yeah.
It gives them the power to do it.
Right.
So this law that we're talking about is not law for Liberians. It's law for Liberians that have dual nationality.
No, Mr. Wettee. No, hold on. Let me hold you there, because the law.
Let me hold you there.
The law is removing the restriction that was in the nationality, the alien nationality law.
Yes.
In the alien nationality law, it says if you renounce Liberian citizenship, you are no longer a citizen.
That's
correct. If you fought in the military of any country, you are no longer a Liberian citizen. If you took part in the election of another country, you are no longer a Liberian citizen.
That's correct.
If you naturalize to become citizen of another country, you are not.
Yeah, correct. That's correct.
The amendment is saying those have already been removed. So even though you naturalize, you are still a Liberian.
That's correct.
Even though you're in the military, you are still a Liberian. Even though
correct.
you voted for Obama, you are still a Liberian.
That's correct.
So what right have you now to tell me what I can do, what I cannot do if I'm a Liberian?
The law also says, the law also says, the last time I read it, the law also says that if you want to enjoy other privileges, other rights, you can go and renounce, how you want to use the word, your other citizenship. So there is a path for you.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
No, I'm just saying something. I understand your concern.
We'll come to the path, because what I'm saying is, if you say the thing that stopped you from being Liberian has been removed, so Dennis, you are now a Liberian. End of story. You don't have to define any right for me anymore, because the Constitution guarantees me right as a citizen of Liberia.
They're not taking that away from you.
Right.
What they are saying,
am I right to run for office? You can't take that away from me.
What they are saying, because the Constitution gives them the power to implement immigration law and national law.
So they cannot implement laws that violate the Constitution.
But what they are saying, and like you say, we're not lawyers, but let's look at it. If you are Dennis Jar without dual nationality, you're okay.
Let me stop you. There is no mention of dual nationality either in the Constitution or in the alien nationality law.
I agree.
Right? I agree. So the issue of dual citizenship does not exist in this discussion, as we are saying.
Okay.
All we are saying is there was a restriction that stopped me from enjoying my Liberian citizenship.
That's correct.
That restriction has been removed. What that means is I got my Liberian citizenship, and no devil on earth or angel in heaven can take it away.
And you know, Rob, I'm saying Rob, Dennis, I don't have a problem with that. You know, let me not sit there and defend that, because you can always go to court. You can always go to court. If anybody deny you your full right, you can always go to court. The legal system is there. So let us not dwell on this one, because the legal system can interpret what it actually means. You get what I'm saying? So there's a path there that you can go to court. And I'm not coming here to defend all of this legality. You can always go to court.
Mm.
And
thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. And that's why if we know the language in it, because the language did not say you are dual citizenship. The language is saying XYZ that earlier stop you from being Liberian citizenship. Those things have been removed. So if they have been removed, that's the end of the story. You don't have to tell me anything again, because the Constitution is telling me what to do as a citizen of Liberia.
And then is like I mentioned to you, I have an idea what is in the bill, but until the president can sign the bill, the final bill, let us wait for the final bill. And if you as a citizen, if you feel that you are being impacted, you can always go to court. That's your right to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the Liberian legal system is fine. You can call it back and win a case in court. Omer Burger, UP just won a case. Comey just won a case. So you yourself can go to, even Johnny just won a case at the court. So if you feel that this law is not in your interest, just go to court. That's your right.
Well, what do you make of this law, this new law with the restriction? What do you make of it?
Look, Dennis, let me say that it's a victory for us all. And advocacy is not an event. Advocacy is a process. And let me add to this, Dennis, and I want to be corrected if I'm wrong. The only thing that was done right the first time, was the creation of man by God. That's the only thing that was done right the first time.
You sure? Because even God, don't let me go in the Bible.
Yeah, coming. Yeah, okay.
Because the first thing God said is not right for man to be alone. So let me create woman. So there was something trying to correct.
I said the only thing that was done right the first time is the creation of man.
Okay.
That's what I said. All other things, there's a point of reference. They go through evolution, revolution, they go through, or even our phone that we have, every day will get updated. So there are changes that come on. It's always good to have a point of reference. If this law, you have an issue with it, you can always challenge it. You can always go to court. You can lobby it, your lawmakers. You can get friends. You can do a lot of things to change it the way you want to change it. But this is a beginning, and this is a victory for us all. It's a starting point. Remember, since 1974.
Wettee, if you come in front, we can see your face, so you can move back a little bit.
Back like this?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I want to see you.
Thank you. So this law is a win-win for every one of us. And advocacy is not an event, it's a process. You can always make changes. That I was just telling a friend that, look, Moses did not enter the promised land with the children of Israel. He stopped near to the mountain and said, you go. So we play our part, take it to the next level. There's always,
what is that next level?
Well, then there's the next level would be those that have their own interpretation of what the thing we did wrong. Like you explain about the restriction. You talk about the restriction. Somebody got a sin feeding. You can go to court. You can always challenge the law in court. Or you can always have lawmakers to change it. There are a lot of opportunities. What we did is not static. It's not a stone. It's just a beginning. And once they thanks to President Councilor Ajiba Bona, the leadership of the House and Senate, members of the House and Senate, the Liberian people, our partners, our friends, and everybody around the world that supported citizenship. Even those that passed, Geraldine Doe, the late Geraldine Doe, you have the man from Alofa, I just forgot their name, that Manston, that get passed. These people fought. So we believe today is a victory. And the generation yet unborn shall benefit.
Thank you, and we want to congratulate you and ACO for such victory. As you pass the baton to the next person to continue, what will you want to see change in that bill?
I don't know what the next generation want to see. My assignment since 2012, when I was elected chairman, was to have the law change, to have dual citizenship. I play my part at the appropriate time. In the very near future, I will lead the state. The next leadership can come out and decide where they want to go. I don't want to speculate. But there are a lot of other things that we can all talk about when it comes to citizenship. Hello, Dennis. I'm not hearing you.
Thank you. To the best of your knowledge, is this what you want to see, or you want to see more as you leave the stage?
To the best of my knowledge, this is a stepping stone. This is a foundation. This is a rock upon which we can build.
And what will you want us to build upon this rock?
Well, every generation have a purpose, and every generation have their goal. I'm not part of that generation. I play my part. And
would you like to see some of those restrictions taken away?
Yes. I would like to see some restrictions. I would like to have. That's what I advocated for. I advocated for no restriction. I want to see a dual citizenship environment with no restriction. But I play my part, and history will judge us, and those that are coming after us, take the leadership. Make the changes and make it better for yourself. At least we give you the foundation. The restriction, you can work towards it. You see, what we all are missing is the power to vote. So you can come and vote your candidate in, you can come and vote the rightful person in as lawmaker, and you can change the law for you in your favor. You can also go to the Supreme Court. You can challenge the constitutionality of the law.
So what are your next steps?
That will also change it. So these are things that you can do. We have played our part.
So Honorable Wettee, what are your next steps? Because you see, for instance, out-of-country voting has been there, but we never took advantage of it. So yes, what are your next steps to make sure?
Yes, just today somebody just called me and said, "Oh, Wettee, your next assignment is out-of-country voting." I told them, I said, "Look, I'm at the age of 60. I got 40 more years. I want to enjoy it. I've already laid down the foundation." Yeah, but on a real serious note, from the institutional level, ULA and its partners, the Liberian Advocacy for Change, AFLAT in Europe, Liberian Australia, Liberian Ghana, Liberians in Canada, and Liberians around the world, all-of-country voting is our next one.
No, but from what I understand from a lawyer, it's there. We are not just using it, but it's in the Constitution. We should be enjoying that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Those institutions, we come. The same way we met in 2012, and today we have dual citizenship. Those people will come together again, and with appropriate platform, infrastructure, they may fight for all-of-country voting.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. We are in discussion with eminent Emmanuel Sonnyboy Wettee. He's the chairman of the All Liberia Conference on Dual Citizenship. That bill that is removing all restrictions in the 1974 Alien and Nationality Law, restricting Liberians from getting their Liberian citizenship because they are now citizens of another country. Those restrictions are being removed, and the bill is on its way to President Weah's desk. If passed, Liberians will have dual citizenship, and they will have certain restrictions. They cannot be president of Liberia, be vice president, senator, representative, defense minister, governor of the central bank, and so on and so forth.
No,
why?
Finance minister.
Finance minister, yeah, where the money is.
Not so on and so forth. What we know today as we speak, that defense, central bank, and finance. Minister, not deputy and assistant. Minister.
Ministers. Vice president, president, senator, and representative.
Yes. That's what we do. as of
When
now.
we come back, we're going to take your calls and we're going to read your comments. We'll take a short break and be right back.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
Welcome back to Focus on Liberia. My guest, Emmanuel Sonboy Wettee. He's been fighting for dual citizenship for over 10 years now. Now the bill is passed and is on its way to President Weah's desk. Let's read a few comments here. We got some comments here.
And Dennis, before you go to the comment, can I say one thing?
Sure.
I just want to let the audience know that on next Friday, the 29th, my local chapter will be honoring me, and I'm asking you to please purchase the ticket to come and sit and support Emmanuel Wettee. The funds will be used for our project, our building project. Please check my page to go there. If you're not coming, come and support us. You see the kind of work that we've been doing. And I just want to appeal to everybody that believe in me and would me come and make sure you put the ticket for the program next Saturday. I mean next Friday, the 29th. Just go on my page. The link is there for you to purchase the ticket.
Thank you. Elvis say thanks for the show tonight. Looking sharp, Mr. Jah. Seattle, thank you, Elvis. Seattle Townsend, I think Leo Johnson should be part of this conversation. And Seattle is joining us from Houston, Texas. Sanilu Kamara, so we can now apply for Liberian passport?
Yes.
Bele Pingba is watching from Minnesota. Fixed Electronics say FOL best in the business. Thanks for the show. Thank you. Evis also saying there should be trade-off. Achimo Frederick, what do you expect? Those legislators are going to protect their so-called elected offices from foreign Liberians, as you call them. Evis also said the restrictions are necessary because a person living in America typically will have more economic power than the average Liberian, thereby leaving the playing field for Liberian living in Liberia. I don't know what that means, but Evans, I hope you call in. Alexander say, Wettee is not answering the questions adequately. That's his assessment there. Josh Toto say, the thing has passed already. No need to hide information. Mr. Wettee, you say as it is. Isaac Harris, so you went ahead and accepted anything. If those restrictions do not benefit Liberians abroad, what good would be the bill anyway? Yeah, but the man was born in a foreign country, can come and occupy those positions, right? Meaning you can come from a country, naturalized, and you can be those positions. You can be appointed, defense minister.
Dennis, let me just come in. The fellow just asked this question. Let me say with question mark that the document that I read, I think the restriction that I apply on natural born Liberian, I apply on naturalized Liberian. I want to say I think that's what I read. I don't know whether it'll be the final document, but have to say that there should be no restriction on natural born Liberians that will not be on naturalized Liberian. I remember that very well, and the document that I read had everything in it. But like I said, let's wait for the final one.
All right. Joe, you say you want to give you a hand here. Let me have Wettee here. There is an issue of divided loyalty that comes with dual citizenship. That has always been the argument by those against dual citizenship. They say dual loyalty. And I'm saying if that applies to defense, it should apply to all ministry. If you can't trust a dual citizen with your money, you shouldn't trust them to train your children. You shouldn't trust them with your health. You shouldn't trust them with your food. You shouldn't trust them with your transportation. You shouldn't trust them with your airline, right? You shouldn't trust them with your restaurants.
Well, that's fine. That's your view, and we respect that.
Yeah. Alexander Yalaso, you that went to Liberia to negotiate the birthright of other Liberians who took other citizenship. Wow. Those are a few of your questions. We still have more here. This one from George K. City. We have been dealing with this issue for the last 10 years. We have to accept those restrictions for now. We have gotten our feet in the door, and the issue could be revisited in the future with a regional legislative body. Constitution is a work in progress. Achimose, thanks, Dennis. It is a violation of one's constitutional right.
And Dennis?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Dennis, look. You asked the question and I answer it. We believe that there's a stepping stone. We believe that it's a first step in the right direction. Those that have issue with it, you can elect the appropriate people. You can go to court. You can do things to change it the way you want it to be. And coming to Chairman Toto, that I should say it all, I want to be very mindful of the privileges that I have to hear certain things and to do certain things. Because tomorrow, I don't want to spoil the bridges, because tomorrow we need it. I can't come here and explain some selective conversation I have with some senator or with a government official. I got to be very, very mindful. My mission was to get dual citizenship, and our mission was to get dual citizenship, and we got it. The next generation, the next leadership can come on and make the changes as they want to. Even individual Liberians can do it themselves. They can go to court. They can elect the appropriate lawmakers to change it the best way. But ladies and gentlemen and friends, let us accept what we have and we can develop on it.
Pala Orito Wettee, my children were born in the United States. Are they citizens of Liberia as well? I am a Liberian and a U.S. citizen. Judge Toto, we are waiting for President Weah to sign the bill into law. After that, we will head to the Supreme Court. Wilmont Cooney, the Constitution does not grant you any right to hold citizenship of other countries and be a Liberian senator, representative, or president of Liberia. Mr. Cooney, you are not correct. That's now my point. President David, this is very good news, and that was what the president wanted. Bravo, President Weah, watching from DMV area. Let's read the last comment from Facebook or YouTube. There is nowhere in the world where dual citizenship is not restricted. If you want those jobs that are taken away, please give up your other citizenship and be left with just your Liberian citizenship. I know what most people talk about, the people from other countries or dual citizenship have economic power. Are they, when they say dual citizenship, why are people only thinking of people in the West? What about people who naturalize in Guinea?
Derek, not only in the West, the poor believe that dual citizenship, even for those in America, which is not true. This law is for natural born Liberians. You can be in India, you can be in Japan, you can be in Korea, you can be in Ghana, you can be in Guinea, you can be in the United States, you can be in Mexico, you can be in Canada. But that's how the poor think. They think that this law is only for, even you'll be surprised in the argument in the House, one of the lawmakers stood in the House of the House floor and said that this law we only want to pass it because of our children in America. Which is not true. We are talking about natural born Liberians that across the globe in the diaspora. That's who we're advocating for. Right. But when you're in this business, you got to expect, you can't control how other people think or feel. You will have to be in the position to protect everything. And the other thing we want to say here to Liberians, it is a fundamental right. It's a constitutional right to challenge anything. Jalo did it. You can do it. If you believe in yourself that the law is not right, go to court. If you believe the law is not right, elect the right people.
All right.
That's right. It took us since 2012 to change a law that was put in place in 1973. So if we can do it, you can do the same.
Thank you. Let's bring in our callers here. I have Ato Wiado is on the line. Ato Wiado, your comments or questions, sir?
I do have both of them. I have a comment to make. I have a comment to make.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I just want to use this time to commend the progressive eminent Emmanuel Wettee for the kind of advocacy, the progressive advocacy for dual citizenship for Liberians in the diaspora. And I must say to Liberians in the diaspora that our country is changing. Liberia is changing. And the kind of things that we used to do about 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, 10 years ago, we are not doing it anymore in the country itself. And the kind of the proliferations of discussions that are going on social media now, it is very toxic for our country. But one thing that I want to stress here, that Liberians are not very careful of, is when the Senate denied the Tubman University president, okay, when he announced to the senators that, yes, indeed, I am an American citizen. They just stopped that. So the question here is, are we okay for the Senate to stop a Liberian who was naturalized in America, all right, to be part of the body politics, the educational sojourn of our country? I said no. And that alone should really grab our attention. So there's dual citizenship. For one, when we went to the referendum, there were a lot of restrictions, even Freeport. That was a lot of restrictions. But this particular bill that has been passed, within the president's desk, I think it is a good one. It is very, very straightforward. It gives Liberians in the diaspora the opportunity to participate fully into the politics of the country.
Mr. Wiado,
so, yes, sir.
You are on record opposing dual citizenship. Have you reneged from that position now?
No, I'm not on record for opposing dual citizenship. No. Okay. I am on record for opposing Proposition 1 that called for the restriction.
Okay, sorry about that.
I'm on record for that.
You are on record for opposing the restrictions.
Absolutely.
And you are fine with those restrictions now.
I am fine with this restriction.
Why?
So the record.
Why?
Let the record be clear. I am on record for opposing Proposition 1 that called for the restriction, including Freeport. For dual citizens not to participate. What is the restriction? It's common.
Thank you.
Are passionate about health. They are passionate about health. They are passionate about agriculture. They are passionate about education. So if you have the opportunity to have Liberians in those areas, I think they will do well. So I really encourage this bill. And the president, I hope and pray that the president signs the bill. Thank you so much for putting me the opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let's welcome Mr. Evan Morris. Evans, you are live, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. I hope you pray on running for president or senator. The way you speaking on the administration business.
No, I want to be principal of Sino High. That's all I want.
Well, let me get to my point. When you talk about the sensitive position, like the finance minister, defense minister, and so forth, those are sensitive positions in terms of war, even in terms of espionage. You can't have a dual loyalty person, having that position. That's a sensitive position. And I just want us to think, those of us who are in the diaspora, to think and put ourselves in the shoes of an average Liberian living in Liberia. We can't only look out for ourselves and think, oh, we're supposed to have this, we're supposed to have that. The average Liberian will look at you and think you already have the economic power over them. But those who are not working in government, a lot of us here, even people who are doing nursing home jobs, can go Liberian and have more economic power than the average Liberian person who maybe even graduate from college. So let us not fool ourselves and make it seem like the people in Liberia are better off than we are, because we ain't got all the powers. We ain't got all the rights to be senators and representatives.
Right, but if you want to be representative, you're going to campaign, you're going to run. How are you? How does that affect anybody?
Being a representative costs money, Mr. John, and a person who coming from here, even if you did 20,000, 50,000 to Liberia, you already have the upper hand to somebody who coming from the community.
No.
And you know, politics is usually about money. The people who have the most money usually win political offices.
That should not be the basis, right? If the requirement to run for senator is, let's say, 20,000, regardless being dual citizenship, triple citizen, you still pay that 20,000. So what's the point here?
Yeah, but what about a good man who lives in the community, who is a teacher, who don't have $20,000 to raise, who wants to run for that office?
Right, but
you have the upper hand.
No, but if the requirement to run according to the election commission is 20,000, whether you are dual citizen or triple citizen, you should pay it. If you don't pay it, even if no dual citizen running, you still can't afford to pay it. So what's the point?
Yeah, but Mr. John, we can beat around it. We can beat around it. People in Liberia, they were calling us to show today, they will say the same sentiments I'm making. I'm in America. I've been here since I was a child. So I'm not looking at it as people say I don't want dual citizenship myself. But the reality is we have to accept the restrictions because the people in Liberia want it. They feel like you have the upper hand in a lot of things.
I don't hear that from the people that I speak to. I don't know who you talk to, but I don't hear that.
You gotta have a show. You gotta have a show there and have people from Liberia call you and let them tell you. That would be the best.
Because the people are saying that are bent on opposing that are people that were killing our people, the people that chase us out, the people that rape our mothers and sisters.
Yeah,
those are some of the advocates.
Yeah, then there's your view is different from his.
Because they're looking for the position. You know, Prince Johnson know that only people from America, people like a couple of Dwayne can really compete against in Nima. So maybe you're afraid of going in the diaspora to take a senator seat away from him. But the point that I'm making, have a show, set it up where we can have Liberians calling and talk on this topic. Because I think you'll be surprised when you hear the average, what they take on it.
Yeah,
thank you for taking my call. I don't want to take too long, but
thank you so much. Emmanuel, what are your comments from our callers?
You know, Liberia will go out. More than 4 million people. The people that you talk to, maybe the people that the other person talk to. So he talked to people that want restriction. You see, you talk about that don't want restriction. So you know that's something that we can debate on. But all in all, I enjoy the comments that people are making, and I think all of this will make a lot of great opportunity for improvement for the next leadership of the next generation. But all in all, I want to say that this bill is good. It's a beginning. We are in the right direction. We are on the right path. Since 1974, we now can say that we are Liberian. We now can say we are Liberians. We now can say our children are Liberians. We now can say that we can have a passport or any issue. We can purchase a land and don't have to look beyond, don't have to get the money to somebody in our name. We want to be thankful to the president. We are Councilor Ajiba Bonan, the leadership of the House and the Senate, our partners, I can't overemphasize the kind of way they supported us in Liberia. And those are our friends and family that supported us in Liberia. Everybody that supported us, we want to say thank you. Thank you. This is the beginning. We are on the right track. And those that want to build upon our shoulder, the opportunity is yours to improve on what we did.
Thank you. This Sunday, we are going to have a virtual Independence Day celebration right here on Focus on Liberia. Since COVID, we started with our virtual Independence Day celebration since we couldn't go out, and it has now become the tradition of Focus on Liberia. This year, Independence Day orator is historian Dr. Ibrahim Yang. He's going to be our Independence Day orator. We also have the Open Rising poet Biola Nimne. She's going to be reading our Independence Day poetry. That's one that she wrote. And also, artist Jesslyn will be performing her new single, Hail Liberia. The master of ceremony is a resident scholar here on Focus on Liberia, Jackie Saye. You don't want to miss it. There's a virtual Independence Day celebration right here on Focus on Liberia. That's Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, and will also be live on Prime FM 105.5. Let me take my last caller, Honorable Emmanuel Wettee, and then we can get your closing comments. Call out your name and where you calling from.
Let me get my last call on Emmanuel Wettee, and then we can get your closing comments.
Caller, please turn down your device you are listening to the show on. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Jemima. I'm calling from Pennsylvania, USA.
Jemima, welcome to the show. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Mr. Emmanuel. You did your very best, even though that we have some restrictions. But I just want to tell you that thank you for the past 10 years. You've been fighting for this dual citizenship. Like you said, it's a stepping stone, and we will continue to, probably in the near future, we will continue to go back and visit that. But thank you for a job well done, and that's it. I mean, I think there's some sort of jealousy. I think 2019, my brother went to Liberia, and one of his friends told him that the reason why they don't want to do a citizenship because they don't want Liberians that are coming from abroad to take the jobs in the government. And it's funny because so many of our Liberians here, we're not even thinking about going to the government. We just want to come back home and be free, buy land, be our house, and those that want to start business, start business. But with this restriction, I think that in the near future, it's going to change. It's going to change, and in Liberia to be developed, the Liberians that are living abroad will bring that development. There should be no jealousy, you know. Liberians back home should not be jealous in their fellow Liberians that are coming from abroad. Okay, we are here struggling. We are not rich people, you know.
Yeah.
So we just want to come home. We just want to come home, and the war is a reason we left our beloved country, and we want to come back home and contribute. I'm not looking to work in the government, you know, so don't worry about that. But I just want to say thank you for Mr. Emmanuel for trying. You did your very best, and we thank you.
Thank you so much, Jemima, for calling. Honorable Wettee.
Right.
Yeah.
Respond to Jemima.
Thank you, Jemima. Thank you very much. In fact, you summarized what I want to say. Let me just say again, Dennis, I remember that we were the original guests on your show for dual citizenship, and we really want to thank you and your staff for being with us from the very beginning of the advocacy. We want to thank our partners, the Union Liberia Association in America, IFLA, Liberia Advocacy for Change, Colosqua.
Hold on, Honorable Wettee. Let me get my last caller. Call out your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, hi. My name is. I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
What's your name again?
I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Go ahead, Ami.
I just want to tell the guest, thank you. It's not an easy fight with our Liberian in Liberia and here. Like the last caller said, some type of jealousy about jobs and all of that. And then again, we have to understand too that in other countries there are restrictions too with dual citizenship. I don't understand the part about being a senator and representative, which is like I was expecting more of a vice president and a president. And maybe the finance ministry is kind of sensitive too, dealing with money. They don't want you to run away with money, I guess.
But the rogues, the real rogues are in Liberia. They are not among dual citizens.
Exactly.
The people that are being indicted, the people that have raped people, the people that have killed people, burned down houses, they are right there in Liberia.
We're supposed to stop them from running for public office.
Nobody stopped them.
Right. But they were stopping us. We got our foot in the door, sort of speaking. So maybe we can work on that later on. But they find that we can go and vote. Because most of a lot of times I was just the people over there making all the decisions, and when they make the wrong decision, we all here suffer in some kind of way because when we want to go home, we can because of the decision right now, security-wise and all of that. So I think it's a step. It's not a perfect bill or whatever, but it's something. Yeah. And I think we should be appreciative and something. Some of the restrictions don't make sense, but yeah, I think it's a stepping stone and it's a good thing. We should be grateful for that for now.
Thank you so much for calling. Emmanuel, citizenship should be non-negotiable. So I don't see any reason why I should be grateful to anybody for giving me think that they are giving me my rights as a citizen of Liberia. I'm a grateful man, and there is nobody on earth who can change that. Not even Prince Johnson.
Well, there is, you are just
or George Bulley, who went and destroyed with his LPC, and I want him to sue me too, who burned down my town, and they are now telling us we can't come back unless we are restricted because he doesn't want me to compete and run for office in Sino.
What that is,
and to add that, or I even understand that the president's wife is not a Liberian, but she's voting in our election. Even President
those are additional information you bring in, and it's not our dwelling purpose. Yeah, yeah, we want to make that very clear.
No, but what I'm saying is, why would someone? We understand President Zelle, President Wettee, they are all dual citizens, or they are all American citizens. They do whatever they want, and when it will come to other people, then they say no. President Wettie's wife, the first lady, is not a Liberian.
Let me say for the record that I'm not aware of that. I mean, I can speak for you, so please don't speak for me. I'm not aware.
No, I'm not speaking from you.
Yeah. So I'm not aware of those things that you are made, but that's your right to say what you want to say. But I'm not aware that these people are dual citizens. I'm not aware of that.
But are you aware that the first lady voted in our elections?
I didn't follow her. I'm not aware.
Oh, okay. Are you also aware that she's not a Liberian?
Well, she could naturalize because she's a Negro or Negro descent.
She could naturalize, but you are not sure if she did.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I just know she's the first lady, and that's it. That's the face value I know.
Thank you so much, Honorable Wettee. We can see you again. Your face is cut off. Can you move back?
Yeah.
All right. But thank you. Let me get your closing comments, sir. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you for the work that you're doing.
Yeah, the partners, thank you for everything. And it will be hard to thank everybody, but let me give I told the partner, our supporters, and everybody, thank you. I want to thank President George Emmanuel and Councilor Archibald Bonard for the work they did on the Senate. I want to thank all of the senators. Particularly, I want to thank Pro Tem Chair, Councilor Vani Shema, Senator Darius Diller, Communist Wise, and Mayton TJ, and others that really, really supported us in the direction. In the House, I want to say thank to Honorable Fanatic Kofa and Karas Gray, Honorable Kenny Wasser, and other people that actually supported us. And all of our partners, I mentioned the name before, and everybody for all your 1 cent, your prayer, your 2 cents, and everybody, and even the staff of the All Liberia Conference on Citizenship that kept together since 2012. Abraham Masale, our director for communication, Dr. Vera Toba, person who guided us through the entire process, and all of these people around the world that have supported all through, all the former president of UDA, that really engaged in this thing. Yeah, you got Arthur Watson, President Wilmer Cooney, Anthony Cassidy, Vamba Fofana, you have Gaisler, all of the UDA family. You have Chairman Afrisier, and everybody in the UDA community, all of our partners from Europe, from Colosua, from Canada, from Ghana, from Australia, and around the world. Thank you. Thank you. With God above and the blessing of our one Lord, we have achieved a victory. The glory go to God, the Almighty, who made it possible for us to travel to Liberia and come back to our family. And today, we gave him the glory. And those that can come after us, we will start at the mountainside. And you can take the children to the promised land. May God bless us, and may God bless our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Wettee. I want to thank our viewers and even those who will watch later. Continue to watch us right here at Focus on Liberia. where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. As we draw down the curtains, we play our song that says, we are all Liberians. Whether you are dual citizen, single citizen, triple citizen, we are all Liberians, and we must do whatever it takes to make our country the glorious land of liberty. On behalf of all of us, my name is Dennis Jar saying good night and God bless you.
We are Liberians.